Everything is up. So, good morning, gamers, and welcome back to Streaming Story Saturdays. Today, we are back in 14. We are back in Stormblood. We are back with Saphrine to continue on with her Chapter 2. Going through the main story quest. Last time, we were out in Yerbania, trying to help set up the resistance in connection with the Eorzine Alliance. Everything was going good and well until Xenos decided to step in and make everything go to crap. So, with that significant setback, Scions decided, let's head out east and see what we can do with Kugane and Doma. That is where we are currently. So, without anything else to go over at the moment, let's see what Lise has to say. Right. No point in waiting around here, is there? We should head back to Limsla Mensa. Alphino said he'd meet at the ferry docks, I think. Because we did make a certain deal with certain privateers, if you will, at Limsa, for passage across the way. You have returned, Saphrine. I trust you learned much from our Doman friends in Revenant's Toll? I am eager to hear all, though that can wait until we have left port. We will have enough time to talk on our journey to Kugane. Our spice trading friends have completed their preparations. Assuming you have completed yours, you may inform the deckhand we are ready to depart. All set, lass. See you to the ship, if so. Great name for a ship.
Twelve be praised. Full sure was I that I had come too late.
Urianger! Tell me you haven't come all this way just to see us off.
Nay, my lady. Ere you quit these shores for eastern climes, I wished to share some words of seeming import. Look ye where the sun doth rise. See crimson embers, darkening skies. Look ye where the sun doth fall. See azure lost amidst the squall.
Well, that sounds suitably foreboding. Another one of your prophecies, I presume?
Of far eastern origin, aye. It is mine earnest hope that this ancient wisdom may serve to guide you on your journey. For what dangers lie in wait for you upon those distant shores are yet beyond my knowing.
A parting gift befitting your roundabout ways. Thank you.
I have more than words for you, my lady.
Oh.
It's beautiful. Is it for me?
Though undeniably powerful, your ethereal blade taxeth you greatly in the wielding. Not so this rapier. which shall serve you just as well against all but the most formidable foe.
Impressive. It feels as though it's attuned to my ether. I shall treasure it.
Honored guests, say your farewells, for the moment of our parting draws nigh. A fair wind blows, and I mean to follow it.
It would seem our ship is set to sail. Pray give my regards to Thancred and the others. And take care.
Interesting bow. Is it? Yeah, it's also in the crow's nest too. That's one heck of a design. So now she's got her proper weapon as a red mage.
A fine day, is it not? Fair winds and following seas. The Misery is enjoying herself. Nevertheless, it would not do for you to spend the entirety of our voyage above deck. Let me show you to your quarters.
Is it supposed to do that?
Not under normal circumstances.
Captain! You're needed on deck! Something queer's afoot. The winds died down, the waters went still, and all of a sudden, we were dragged off course.
Dragged? By what?
Can't rightly say, sir. But some of the lads are muttering about seeing things in the water. Things that shouldn't be there.
Oh, for the love of... If you will excuse me a moment. Actually, might I persuade you to join me? Loath though I am to admit it, I have a bad feeling about this.
That's encouraging. Huh. Most odd. Well, do you have any idea what is going on? No, as the man said, despite the absence of wind and current, the Misery is somehow being pulled off course. Well, why not fire up the cerulean engines you have hidden below? An excellent suggestion based on the knowledge you should not have. Alas, our engines appear to be malfunctioning for reasons that escape my engineers at present. I'm telling you, Captain, it's them. The things the lad saw. Things? I don't suppose I could convince you to attempt something more descriptive? An adjective, for example. Sea wolf superstitions and fairy tales, not more. But if you must know, the things he is so rescinded to name are souls of the deceased women said to lure sailors to their death. Preposterous. Yes, indeed. If neither the sea nor weather is responsible, then it is probably a predatory entity of some sort. Perhaps a siren or such. For all we know, it could be a fellow spice trader employing magics to seize and plunder passing vessels. Regardless, we have but one recourse: to let the current take us where it will and deal with whatever we find there. What a thoroughly pragmatic solution. Oh, I am beginning to like you, girl. Once we arrive at our destination, my crew shall remain with the ship to defend it while we venture forth to deal with the cause of our troubles. Then it's settled. I know not what awaits us, but it will rue the day it reeled us in. So we start off with the dungeon. Sweet. Ah. Don't get Alice for it for some reason. That looks like something else in the future. All right, let's go greet our guests. Do.
Take this!
Away with you!
And round 2.
I hope you like it.
Okay. Crap, that was the wrong one. And now we have reached the shore. Time to embark. Papa. Oh, look, it's one of these fun guys. Alright, first guy. Honestly, pretty simple. Just gotta watch out for his room cleave, his suck, his push, and the AoEs that come along with him. That's a stack. That's a suck, so you run out. Leave again. And the next time he does it, it'll be a push. Then you'll have to collapse.
Away with you!
This one's for you, Ada.
I have my pride.
One down. That looks match techy. It's adorable. Alphino's aversion to ghosts. Alright, let's deal with these. That hurts a little. Cha-cha-cha-cha. Don't drag it right in there. Jeez. No, wrong button. That is interruptible. Unfortunately, we do not have a tank or range that's going to be doing that.
Take this!
Whoops.
Away with you!
Here it comes!
Alright, time for number 2. This guy actually gets to be interesting. So he puts stuff on the ground. That you need to not stand in. This fun thing. And that should just be a raid wide. And he does have another ability where he tethers you like this. You need to move away, break the tether, otherwise you get hurt. There we go. Now he's going to do that ground mechanic again, but ads are going to block off spots. Like that. One more raid wide, because why not? Whoops. That's for these. And he was fun. Now this, when you do a wall-to-wall, actually becomes a test for the healer and the tank. This is where you really want to see mitigations. This pack plus the one that's coming up is really fun. Put together, at least. I'm not going to do it with NPCs, because I do not trust Alphina. Alright, and now, get the big one.
Take this!
It's not that bad doing it one at a time. Oh, I love these loot tables.
Take this!
Cha-cha-cha-choo. Alright, one last guy to deal with. That looks very Magitech-y. Most of this little guy's abilities are interruptible, but there's certain ones you want to focus on. That one, for specific, because it gets followed up with Flood.
Here it comes!
So everybody gets sucked in, and then AoE'd. Alright. Let's go and deal with the final one. Lorelei. Fitting. So advance is going to make you move forward, force march. So you just got to avoid circles. There's also retreat, which will have you do a force march backwards from wherever you're facing. Nope, that's advanced again. And now you gotta tuck in tight, or the next one. There's retreat. So next round there's going to be a ring on the outside, which hurts a little. So this will probably be retreat. Yep.
Feel the might of
And that's basically this. All of that for one quest at the beginning of our day. Damn. Mm-hmm. So now that impedance is out of the way.
That appears to be the last of them. Word from the Misery. Repairs are complete, and we may resume our journey without further delay.
I swear, if I never hear another ghost story, it will be too soon.
Mm-hmm. Should tell Estinian about that. Hey, look, it's Razzatan. I don't know what that one is. There's honestly still so much out there we haven't explored.
I remember the sea, the smell of the salt, and the crash of the waves as we drew closer to Kugani. The only port open to outsiders in Hingashi, across the Ruby Sea from Othard, from Doma. All the colors of the rainbow, all the peoples of the world, all in one place. I wish you could have seen it.
Congratulations, now you stand in Kugane, the western port of Hignishi, regrettably the only port in this nation open to foreign trade. Oh, and I do apologize for the unforeseen difficulties which befell us during our journey. Needless to say, your assistance in overcoming them was much appreciated. Glad though I am to have arrived, I would remind you that we are far from home with limited resources at our disposal. Duly noted, brother. I shall take care not to enjoy myself. In any event, Doma is our final destination, and our first order of business be to secure passage there. Captain Kavlan, I realize you pledged only to take us as far as Kugane, and I have no desire to change the terms of our agreement. I should, however, be interested to know how you would go about reaching Othard, were you in our position. At risk of stating the obvious, you are in a port. Surely there is a kind, generous soul who will aid you for the right price. You cannot be the first travelers to seek passage to Doma. The captain makes a good point. 'Tis likely that Yugiri and Gosetsu were forced to come here for the self-same reasons we were. They must have found a way to Arthad, assuming they are not still in the city. Ere we seek passage, mayhap we should first seek our friends. Leave it to me, Alphino. Making friendly inquiries is my specialty. Lest you forget, I got plenty of practice in Ishgard. Captain Carvalian, could you direct us to the nearest tavern? Desperate for a drink, are we? May find one in a large building just beyond the pier. Whether your journeys have come to an end or are about to begin, the Shiozukaze Hostery is an ideal place for rest, relax, and reflect. Or so they say. And with that, my dear scions, I bid you farewell. As soon as we have replenished our supplies, we must away. Ours was ever a fast-moving business. The spice trade, you mean? But of course, surely you did not think I traveled halfway around the world and delivered you to your destination solely out of the kindness of my heart. Perish the thought. Thank you, Captain, and may the Navigator watch over you and keep you. Right then, to the hostly. After you.
By the 12. I thought Ishgard remarkable, but this... We are certainly not in Eorzea anymore.
A tavern is a tavern, Alphino, here or anywhere else. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's time to do what I do best.
Oh, 1,000 pardons, my lady. The signs of the 7th dawn, I presume. I hope your voyage was not too trying.
And you are?
Very well informed, apparently.
Ah, yes, of course. Forgive me. Hancock of the East Aldenard Trading Company.
Oh, crap.
On behalf of Chairman Lolorito, I bid you welcome to Kugani and invite you to take refreshments at our local offices.
Lolorito? I was aware his interests extended beyond the borders of Eorzea, but not so far as Kugane. Regardless, I am disinclined to accept the hospitality of grinning merchants, especially those who serve a master with whom we have such a difficult relationship.
My, such naked suspicion. I do hope that business with the Crystal Braves did not rob you of all faith in your fellow man. Or do you really think the chairman is plotting to drag you into another one of his grand schemes?
Yes. Yes.
I beg your pardon. If you are trying to win my trust, you are failing quite spectacularly.
Oh dear, have I offended you? Once again, I must apologize. Too much time in the Far East, you see. One is compelled to talk in circles round everything here, and one finds oneself longing for the invigoratingly candid speech of the Uldan markets. Though I see now that this was neither the time nor the place to indulge said longing. Might I suggest that we continue this conversation at the company offices? Too many eyes and ears here, you understand. 'Twould be decidedly reckless to say any more.
If I may favor you with the invigorating candy you apparently crave, it would be decidedly reckless to follow a man I neither know nor trust. Give me one good reason why we should accept Lord Lolorito's invitation.
Now there's the young diplomat I was told to expect. Very well then, I shall explain. You understand that you are come to a most reclusive and secretive nation, yes? one whose borders are close to foreign trade save at this single port. Then it should come as no surprise that a great many parties have vested interests here. Merchants like myself are a given, of course, but for every one of us, you may be certain there is also an agent of a foreign government. Many notable nations and empires have embassies here, you know, including, of course, the Garlean Empire, with whom you have such a difficult relationship.
Of course.
To paraphrase, Kugani is teeming with Imperial spies, one or several of whom could now be listening to our every word.
Something to that effect, yes. Beneath this veneer of bustling trade, a war for supremacy is being waged between world powers. One might say we were standing on the front lines, just not in public.
I still have my doubts, but he may have a point. I say we accept his invitation for now.
All right. And you must be Saphrine Kanekuro, Slayer of Gods, Rider of Dragons, Savior of Ishgard, Stealer of Pants, if some of the more puzzling rumors are to be believed. I knew it. May I say what an honor and pleasure it is to make your acquaintance, my lady. I just know you and I are going to get along famously. Now then, without further ado, allow me to escort you to the company offices. This being your first visit to our fair city, I shall make an effort to point out various landmarks along the way, if you would be so good as to follow me. Before we head off, let's pick this one up. And we'll probably hit the plaza. No. We'll deal with him before we get to the plaza. Everyone, if I could have your attention, please. You are now standing in Tekonto. Loosely translated, it may mean Spire of Drifting Souls, which, as some of you may have deduced, makes reference to the Aetheryte which stands over yonder. This design is markedly different from those of Shalian, yet I trust it is functionally identical. A diplomat and a scholar. Will wonders never cease? Far Eastern Aetheryte technologies have long and storied tradition, I assure you. This particular example was constructed by the Onishishu, a collective of skilled craftsmen who guard their ancestral techniques with the utmost secrecy. In short, you will find no less reliable than the Western counterparts. Attune, if you like. Beautiful though it may be, we cannot spend all day staring at the Aetheryte. Come, come. Let us move along. The markets are next. We have arrived in the largest shopping district of Kugane, Kogane Dori. Kugane, as you are doubtlessly unaware, is the ancient Hegan word for gold. So, in this prosperous port where golden fortunes are made, lesser fortunes, or Kogane, are earned by local merchants. It's all quite logical once you learn the language. Now you're speaking my language. Oh, a kindred spirit. What a pleasure it is to meet a young lady who appreciates the value of hard-won coin. Oh, crap. Now there's two of them. Hancock of Easter Aldernon Trading Company. You're with clients today. Why, if it isn't Master Kenton, pray allow me to introduce you to my esteemed guests, but recently come from distant Eorzea. This kind and generous soul supervises all transactions here in Kogane Duri. Your sincerity is ever appreciated. As he said, I am Kenton of Hakuchi Clan. It is my honor to serve as overseer of these markets. As we receive many foreign visitors in Kogane, we accept all manner of currency. Rest assured, your Eorzean Gil are welcome here. I invite you to peruse our wares at your leisure. Arms, armor, foodstuff, portables, here you'll find all of them and more. If we may pause for a moment. This road leads to Injigal, the district which the Injin, or foreigners, are permitted to reside. Would this also be where the foreign embassies are found, including that of a certain empire? Precisely. So you see, it would not be all the unusual to cross paths with one of our Garlean cousins here. With this in mind, I would encourage you to choose your words carefully. We would not want any physical altercations, after all. Shut spats are being strictly forbidden. The Seki Saigumi punish breaches of peace with quite severity. I have seen foreigners permanently exiled for a single violation, though to be fair, this is not uncommon. More often than not, they are executed on the spot. What? Cut down then and there? You're joking, right? Would that I were, but alas, these samurai are a humorous lot. Why, I recall one instance when a foreign merchant in his cups dared lay hand on a Higan aristocrat in front of the Seskigumi. Samurai cut his hand in half with a single stroke. I don't even want to think about that. So, as you see, it would behoove you to behave. Failing that, we may be forced to part ways with one another, or with yourselves, in the manner of the late Legi Aldeleji. As much as I appreciate the joke, a little too early. Oh, how I amuse myself. But we must carry on, yet I've yet to show you the Garlean consulate. This, as you may have surmised, is a consulate of you-know-who. Mark the guards at the gate are their uniforms not different from those you have seen in the West. Were you to travel far and wide, you'd find that many such variations exist, often inspired by local designs, all of which goes to show that even a massive empire seeking to rule all of creation is not without its artisans. There is oh so much more I could speak of, the soothing waters of the onsen, the ephemeral delights of the pleasure district, but you are doubtless still weary from your long voyage at sea. Let us retire to the company offices. And we'll pick up one more before we head inside. At long last, we arrive at our destination. May I present to you our humble offices? We have much to discuss, so I'll refrain from further prattle. Come, right this way. Of course, there's a statue of
Our
Lola
former
Rita.
Turkers took great pains to ward these walls against all manner of surveillance. Where business dealings are concerned, we do not compromise on confidentiality. You may avail yourselves of these offices for the duration of your visit. Come and go as you like, and know that you may speak freely here.
Your offer is most generous, but I will not enter into any agreement which would leave us beholden to you or your master.
A legitimate concern. Allow me to clarify then. The chairman bids you consider this as an expression of his heartfelt contrition for the bloody banquet and the unpleasantness which followed. Never having been one to put stock in words alone, the chairman deems the provision of material aid to be a more appropriate demonstration of his sincerity. By sheer coincidence, your purpose here also happens to coincide with our own interests. That is, assuming you are come to aid the Doman Liberation Front.
How could... I will not bother to offer a denial. You have the right of it. To be specific, we are come in search of our Far Eastern allies, Yugiri and Gosetsu, whom we hope to assist in their fight.
The Aori Shinobi and the Rugadan Samurai? Then you will be pleased to know that they have both come to Kugani.
Are you sure?
Quite. They came here aboard a company vessel, you see. However, they encountered difficulties securing passage across the Ruby Sea.
The Ruby Sea? Sorry, I've never been any good at geography.
Or other things.
Forgive me. This calls for a map. We are here in Kugani, the sole open port of Hingashi, situated on her western coast. Doma, meanwhile, is here on the eastern coast of Otherd in Yansha. Therefore, if your friends are to reach Doma, they must first cross the Ruby Sea. Alas, this is easier said than done, as the Ruby Sea does not fall within the dominion of either Hingashi or Doma, being controlled since antiquity by a third party, namely the Confederacy. Said maritime collective is known for the consummate skill of its sailors, and for demanding that any vessel entering its waters pay a toll referred to as the Ruby Tithe. In exchange, the Confederacy's vast fleet guarantees the safety of those who travel within its territory. Now, as I'm sure you are aware, Garlemald conquered Doma some 25 years past, at which time the Empire saw no value in controlling the Ruby Sea. And thus did they turn a blind eye to the activities of the Confederacy. The recently appointed acting Imperial Viceroy of Doma had other ideas, however. She has formally condemned the Confederacy and declared that any who recognize their authority shall be branded enemies of the Empire. Bowing to this pressure, Hingashi severed ties with these toll-takers and forbade the payment of the ruby tithe, prompting the Confederacy to make it known that any merchants choosing to sail the Ruby Sea would do so at their peril.
No wonder they struggled to secure passage to Doma. What captain would risk such a journey given the circumstances?
I am told your friends were not so easily deterred from their course, but I know not whether their persistence bore fruit.
I say we follow in Yugiri and Gosetsu's footsteps and attempt to secure passage to Doma for ourselves. We will need to cross the sea in any case, and we may learn something of their whereabouts in the process. And should we find that they are still in Kugane, we can make the journey together.
In that case, I have some information which may be of use to you. No quid pro quo, I assure you. The chairman was most insistent that I aid you to the best of my ability.
Though I am reluctant to take any action whatsoever that could be construed as placing ourselves in Lord Lolorito's debt, we must avail ourselves what means are available. Our Alamegan allies place their faith in us, and I do not intend to disappoint them. Do, 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 do. It would seem inefficient for us to all venture together in search of information on Yugiri and Gotsetsu's whereabouts. Agreed? Agreed. We need to cast our net wider, split up and peruse all available avenues of inquiry. But if we are to coordinate our efforts effectively, we'll need to establish a working base of operations here. Indeed. To Taro, it would be best suited task for organizing our supplies and procuring new ones. While she attends to that, we four can begin our search by questioning the individuals Hancock identified. Elsa and I will take those in the southern districts of the city, and the two of you can take those in the north. In anticipation of such an eventuality, I took the liberty of preparing a few sketches of Yugiri and Gosetsu for our journey. Not bad, Alphino. Wow, you should totally have warned me that you were a bit of an artist, but these are great. They'll definitely come in handy. Looks like it's you and me, Saphrine. Let's step outside and talk about where to start. Wow, Alphina's sketches are so... I don't know how to put it, but they're very... Well, see for yourself. Looks more like them than they do. Honestly, he could make a living doing this. Sorry. No time for distractions. Why don't we start by visiting Karakuru at the something on Sun? On Sun? Onsen. That was it. I can't give her crap for that one. So where are we going? Oh, we're going to the bathhouse. Okay. I don't think I picked this one up, right? Do, 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 do. Whoop. Do, 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 do. Come all. Burns, cuts, embarrassing rashes. There is not in mystical waters of the Bokaisen hot springs cannot heal. Oh, what is that in your hand? Huh. You seek this aura and this Rogaden? Do you? 1,000 apologies, but I cannot help you. It is against our policy to divulge information regarding patrons past or present. Please, we came all this way from Eorzea to find our friends. We have our reputation to consider, miss. Men and women from all walks of life come here in search of rejuvenation, body and soul. They seek privacy and discretion, and we have honored their wishes. Only the Setsuki Gumi may demand otherwise. I am sorry, but there is naught I can do. I suppose we'll just have to ask someone else then. What about that woman who runs hostelry? Kotokaze, was it? I mean, can't blame him for holding fast to his values. Actually, it should be quicker. Rather than running around all the bridges. Welcome, traveler. Can I interest you in some rice wine? Exceptional quality. Delivered but only the other day. Ah, an Ori Shinobi and a Roganin Samurai. If I may, I would answer your question with a few of my own. If I speak of that which you know, Ijin, not be offended. You are familiar with the situation in the lands across the Ruby Sea? The doomed rebellion after 2.5 decades of quiet? I see. And you are familiar with the ways of Higanashi? How we elect to stand apart and support no cause but our own? Indifferent and callous some may call us, but pragmatism is essential if a humble island nation such as ours is to survive. But we are not fools. Complete isolation is impractical, and so Kugane is open to the Injin, and we are equally hospitable to all. Or if I must speak more plainly, yes, I can help you, But if I do, I must also oblige the ones who ask after you. Are you willing to accept this fair and equitable treatment? If anyone comes looking for us, tell them whatever you like. As you wish. The two individuals of whom you speak did indeed come here. They sought passage across the Ruby Sea. Few ships are willing to make the trip at the moment. Nevertheless, I made several introductions on their behalf. That was the extent of our interaction. I will provide you with the names of the captains if you like. You've been a great help, Mistress Kurose. I'm sure... Be sure to come back for that wine sometime. We would welcome your custom, miss. We should question these captains as soon as we can. You take the first three, I'll take the rest. We'll meet here when we're finished, alright? Good luck. Okay. So, that means we go this way. Ow. You ask me if I've seen the Ori woman and Rugged Samurai? The woman is unknown to me, but the man is not. He was for Doma, but I could not help him. We travel solely between here and Radzatan. It'd be unreasonable to detour. Fair, fair. Yeah, so a Rogadan gentleman did approach me. He wanted to charter a ship to take him across the Ruby Sea. Mad devil. I sent him away like all the others before him. The woman? I know her not. Not surprising that nobody's seen you, Gary. There is no one in here. Maybe on this boat? There we go. Passengers? No, we no longer offer that service. Too much trouble. Now we only transport goods. Until the samurai sent him on his way. The women? It's women you see, the pleasure houses are of plenty. Alright, let's pick up this one. So we can head back. Oh, come on. Let me through. Thank you. So, our samurai has obviously made his presence known, while our shinobi has stuck to her shadows. There you are. How did... Oh, never mind. Judging by the look on your face, you didn't have much better luck, did I? Dun, dun, dun. Well, I suppose we might as well head back to... Wait, I've just remembered. There was someone on this I forgot to visit. Gyoto. He's a Namazu fisherman, whatever that means, and a regular here. Maybe we'll find him if we look around. What? Why do you stare? You have business with me? By the 12, a talking fish! That joke is gonna be used a lot in this expansion. Yes, I am a talking fish. How observant of you, Ijin. You find me in good spirits, so your rudeness I will ignore this once, but if you only address me again in a proper manner. Sorry, I've never met... let's start again. You're Gyoto, right? My name is Lise, and this is Saphrine. We're looking for some friends of ours. I see, but these are ones I know well. I will help you secure passage across the sea. Whoops. Really? That's wonderful. Could you do the same for us? Yes, this would not be a problem for you. I could charter a ship this very day. But the journey is fraught with much peril. The fare will not be cheap. Are you sure you can afford to pay? I didn't think to bring any money, but surely Tatara will let us take whatever we need from this Siam's coffer, right? Okay. We wouldn't be the only passengers, though. Could you take a moment to talk over with our friends? Yes, but hurry. Your ship must depart on the cover of the darkness. We shall meet again at sunset on Tasogari Bridge. Do not forget the fee. Bring your many gil. Yes? It's about time our luck changed. Alpha and the others will be thrilled. That's debatable. We spoke with a number of merchants and captains in the south of Piers. Several recognized Gosetsu and confirmed he had been searching for a vessel to deliver him to Arthur. None, however, have made any mention of Lady Yugiri. Yes, it was the same story for us. And then you'll never believe what happened. So this Gyoto claims to have aided both Gosetsu and Yugiri. How fortuitous. Not the word I would have chosen, Master Alphino. Stupid is what I called it. How can you agree to his price without making any attempt to haggle, or even confirming what it is in the first place? Yes, that too was a misstep on their part, but not what troubles me most. Gyoto and his brethren are not renowned for their generosity of spirits. Rather, they are disdained as scheming moneylenders, ever eager to turn a profit from another's misfortune. So basically, they're evil Lalafels. Everyone else we questioned stated that Gosetsu was alone. Only Gyoto claims to have met both him and Yugiri. I suppose it's possible that Gosetsu made inquiries by himself and only called upon Yugiri once they found a willing captain. But it is equally possible, if not more likely, that you are being deceived. Do not forget that there are parties present in Kugane with agendas which may run contradictory to your own. The Viceroy was once a spy herself, as I recall. I should be surprised if she did not have countless agents here in her employ, all eager to prove themselves to their new master. What better way to do so than by delivering the heads of foreign insurgents? Fine, you may be right about him, but if Gyoto's working for the Empire, who's to say he didn't try the same trick on Yugiri and Gosetsu? I mean, if he did, he might know where they are, and if he succeeded, they might be in trouble. Anyway, if he holds up to his end of the bargain, we have nothing to worry about, will we? But if he tries to betray us, I vote we take him prisoner and punch him till he tells us the truth. So if it's a trap, we'll spring it and deal with the consequences. I like the way you think. Shocker. Very well. We should prepare for the worst. Tataru will remain here, and I shall follow you three out at your discreet distance. I once more, I must caution you to avoid physical altercations at any cost. Even should Imperial agents attempt to engage you, the Setsugumi not hesitate to clap you in irons or cut you down. If anything untoward should happen, you are to return here at once. Is that clear? To review, Lise, Saphrine, and I will meet with Gyoto as planned. Alphino will keep watch from a distance, ready to provide support in the likely event that Gyoto attempts to betray us to the Imperials or whomever else. Should that happen, you and Lise will subdue him, and together we will make our escape. As our actions surely will draw the attention of the Setsugumi, we will evade them with Alphino's assistance and return here with our prisoner. Does that meet everyone else's approval? Of course, these precautions will be for naught if Gyoto does not play us for fools. But we shall see. To the bridge. Duty time. Oh, our would-be ally is nowhere to be seen. Make ready, Saphrine. Something smells fishy. Yeah, she went there.
He's late.
Endless and most sincere apologies to you and yours, yes, yes. This way, quickly now.
Yep, nothing suspicious about that.
Enough. Where are you taking us? Where is the ship?
This ship. So very sorry to inform you, yes, yes. Long before was it pledged to another. To me, these ones are for Doma.
I knew it couldn't be this simple.
Nothing personal, yes, yes, just business.
Then business is about to take a turn for the worse.
Ah!
Come on, let's find a way out of here.
That works. Yeah, I'm sure nobody didn't hear that. As expected, the Setsugumi have caught our scent. Since fighting is out of the question, we'll have to wind our way back to the Ruby Bazaar, evading their patrols as we go. If they find you, use these smoke bombs to make your escape. Great. I always love stealth missions. And yes, this was their first attempt at stealth mechanics. It gets changed later on, but come on. Shoot. There we go. Okay. We're going this way. Not good. Little close on a few of those. Damn it. Okay. There's the second it's talking whatever joke. It's not too bad.
Stay hidden and quiet. Understood?
Clear the road! Clear the road! You there, Korjin. We seek 4 foreigners. One, a brutish woman carrying an unconscious Namazu. Have you seen them?
For foreigners, you say? Ah, yes! Very rude they were, making no apology as they barged past. They went that way, I think.
Many thanks, good sir. With me, they cannot have gone far.
Foreigners being rude,
All
completely
is well.
believable.
The Sekisei Gumi will not return this way for some time, I should think. You are of the East Aldenard Trading Company, yes? Come with me. I know a safer way.
I mean, it did just help you out twice.
You are returned. And with guests, I see.
Our meeting went about as well as expected. We've brought the Namazu who thought to betray us. When he wakes up, we'll see what he knows about Yugiri and Gazetsu.
Well done, you. When I saw the Seki Segumi out in force, I did begin to worry, but I see my fears were misplaced.
Actually, if it weren't for Soroban, we might not have gotten away.
'Twas my pleasure.
Yet I must ask, Soroban, why would you deceive the Sekisegumi to help us, foreigners of whom you know naught?
Why, out of the kindness of my heart, is what I would like to say, but my motives are not so pure. I chanced to witness your meeting with Hancock at the tavern and saw an opportunity.
An opportunity?
Like many, I came to Kugane as a trader to make my fortune. Kojin of the Red may serve the Empire as mercenaries, but Kojin of the Blue walk a different path. Regretfully, most here would rather not meet our gaze, much less do business. So I seek the custom of those less predisposed to dismiss us outright, namely the East Aldenard Trading Company.
Okay.
Quid pro quo, is it? Well, there is no denying that we owe you a debt. What say you, Hancock? Will you consider doing business with our entrepreneurial friend here?
Rest assured, Master Soroban, that in matters of trade, the company does not discriminate. We would be honored to hear your proposal.
I promise you will not regret this, good sir. Ah, yes. You sought passage across the Ruby Sea, did you not? I have a ship you can use.
You do? Well then, far be it from us to refuse. You have our deepest thanks.
And you mine.
Oh. Strange folks, strange foes. I'm still annoyed he tried to deceive us, but at least we were prepared for it. Even so, next time we should probably avoid running around Kugane in the middle of the night with half the city guard snapping at our heels. Don't lie, you liked it. Right then, Gyoto should be coming around soon. I think it's time we had a little chat, don't you? Rise and shine, little fishy. I know you can hear me, so stop pretending to be asleep or I'll give you another ride on my boot. No more boots. All of my secrets are yours for the asking. Tell us what you know about Yugiri and Gosetsu, every last detail. And if I find out later you lied to me. No more lies. The clear, unvarnished truth. You have my word. Only the samurai did I meet. Yes, only him. He asked at every ship, so I provided an introduction to the Guardians. You mean you led him into a trap as you did us, because you're an Imperial spy? No, I am no spy. It was just business. Fewer ships pass through Kugane these days, and we have struggled to make ends meet. So when the Guardians offered a bounty of any domans found in Kugane... Oh, my mistake. You're not a spy, but a common cutthroat. Not that I'm surprised. You need half a brain to be a spy. So what happened to the samurai? Such cruel, vicious tongues you have. You would not go quietly. No, blades were drawn. Men were cut down, and the Setsui Gumi came. They took the samurai away. Hold on a moment. You mean to tell me the Indian they arrested the other day was Gosetsu? Oh, had I known. If he's in the custody of Setsugumi, I only need to see that the requisite funds to find their way to the right official's hands. And your friend will walk free. As it is in Ulda, so it is in Kugane. But given the circumstances, it seems we have no choice but to resort to morally questionable means. Well, make me a pragmatist if you... Yet, Master Alphina? Wow. Screwed that one up massively. You are free to wait here while I speak with the relevant official. But if you would rather wait for Gosetsu outside the barracks, we can go together. I wouldn't put it past the Imperials to try something again, so mayhap it would be best if at least Saphrine and I joined you. Alright, but what about Gyoto? I will keep an eye on him. For the time being, we can release him after you return with Gosetsu. He will doubtless have some choice words to say for little fellow. Saraban, mayhap it will be prudent to prepare your ship, well, for our immediate departure. As you wish. Everything in order? Let us be off. The Setsugumi barracks are to the north. Yeah, I always get confused with this map a little. I always mentally rotate it like 90 degrees. I must ask that you wait here. You may be rest assured that this will not take long. Is it really going to be as simple as he says, do you think? He said it wouldn't take long, right? Because this feels a bit long to me. Calm down, Lise. Everything's going to be alright. As much as I hate to admit it, I share Hancock's dim view of government officials and their supposed incorruptibility. From what I've gleaned from the Far East, they're probably exchanging lengthy pleasantries. Seems to be a correct way to do everything here, bribery being no exception. I say we leave it to them, right, Saphrine? Right. Everything's fine, probably. I mean, it couldn't be as bad as the last time we stood around waiting for something to happen. It was one night, at least. One night.
How about you? Ah!
Was that? That was Gazetsu. I'm sure of it. He's in trouble. Lise, wait!
I suppose we should follow her then.
Victory to the samurai!
How many is that now? 10 in a row?
Gazetsu!
Oh, this is a surprise! What in blue blazes are you three doing here?
I could ask you the same thing. We've been looking all over for you, and then I suddenly heard you screaming.
It would seem there has been a misunderstanding. Allow me to explain.
Yep.
So, in summary, you started a brawl with some off-duty Imperial soldiers and were subsequently arrested by the Sekisugumi, whom you somehow befriended and convinced to set you free if you could defeat a given number of them in single combat.
Use their pride against them.
Freedom, aye. It is but a pity you came too late to witness the last one. And with that, I'm free to go, yes?
Our word once given may not be broken, but we pray you make every effort to avoid future altercations. Circumstances notwithstanding, my lord, we are honored and grateful to have witnessed firsthand the skill of a Doma samurai.
Ah, and we had just concluded negotiations. I gather my assistance was not required.
Oh, you're not getting that money back. I must apologize. You endured such trials and tribulations in search of me. There's no need for it. You have no way of knowing we'd come looking for you. You were after a ship to take you to Doma, yes? Just so happens we found a willing captain.
Truly? What fortune?
We will tell you all about it back at the company offices. Alphino and Totaro are waiting for us there.
Gosetsu.
Thank the 12 you are unharmed.
As you can see, Master Alphino, I am the very picture of health. You, vile fiend, malevolent trickster, how kind of the kami are grant me vengeance so soon. First, I demand you return your coin you so villainously embezzled from me. You have every right to be angry, good sir. Gladly I would return your coin had I not been forced to repay certain gambling debts beforehand. Setting aside the matter for the moment, where is Lady Yugiri? Was she not traveling with you? For a time, aye. But we parted ways some while ago. Better to improve our chances for finding Lord Hyun.
Lord Hyun?
Forgive me, I have yet to explain. Lord Hyun is the heir to the Doman throne, and our master. His was a passionate voice for a cause of Doman liberation. And when we learned of the Emperor's death, it only grew louder.
So you seized upon the opportunity and rose up to reclaim your freedom, only for your hopes to be dashed when Xenos led his army onto your lands.
The Crown Prince was a merciless foe. Against him and the might of the 12th, we had no chance. Once Lord Hyun understood this, he bade Yugiri take to the sea with as many of our people as possible. He, however, would stand and fight, that they might have more time to escape. I remained by his side as well, and together we carried on our doomed war. Then one day, in a fierce battle, we were separated. I knew not what became of him, only that he was beyond the Empire's reach, and that to find him I would need Yugiri's aid. Situation grows more perilous by the day, for the new Viceroy Yotsuyu is a black-hearted villainess who delights in the torment of our people. There is naught she would not do to further her pursuit of Lord Hyun.
Thank you. I believe that makes matters a good deal clearer. It should please you to learn that we come to aid the Doman Liberation Front in resuming their efforts to overthrow their imperial oppressors.
Then allow me to join you. My inquiries here bore no fruit, hence my desire to return to Othard. Once there, I can lead you to a headquarters in Yazania, where we shall reunite with Yugiri.
Mayhap not at all. Alphino's talent would seem better applied here in Kugane, working closely with Totaro and Hancock to feed us intelligence. There is a Garlean embassy just down the road, after all. While I appreciate the vote of confidence, I would be glad to accompany you all as a soldier on the field, so to speak. Come now, brother. A competent commander assigns the soldiers to the tasks suited best to them, as you of all people should know, and and you are so very good at espionage and intrigue. For we must all serve it each in our own way. Very well. It would seem my place is here.
Suraban is waiting at the pier. Have fun, you lot. And that is how we separate the twins. For a good deal of the expansion. You know, one day I'm going to actually use those Falcon Porters. I've been waiting for you, my friends. All preparations have been completed and my ship awaits its passengers. Shall we depart without further delay? If you insist. With me, everyone. The Ruby Sea awaits. Stormblood 8. Well, that was an excursion.
I remember the water, how it turned crimson in the morning sun. A shimmering sea of rubies, stretching from horizon to horizon. You could almost believe it went on forever. But beyond that red expanse lay a land in turmoil. On the shores of Othar, our Doman brothers struggled in vain.
Boy, that pillar sure reaches high unto the heavens. How wide and beautiful she is, the Ruby Sea. Filled with promise and adventure and treasures. Many wonderful treasures. Dun, dun. Now, in order to reach the shores of Othard, you'll need to cross the resplendent waters you see before you. However, this is easier said than done. To set forth without making necessary preparations is to invite the Confederacy to claim your vessel, and your life should you resist. But this fate can be avoided by paying the ruby tithe, thereby earning you the blessing of the pirate lords. So let us go and greet them. Our destination is the isle to the west. That doesn't look very far to me. Saphrine, why don't we jump in and swim for it? I've had my fill of boats. An excellent idea. I think you shall find the waters to your liking. I'll use my ship to deliver those less inclined to the isle. Damn it, Lise. Fine. We'll swim. Right, this should be easy, and a good way to loosen up before our next fight, whenever it comes. 20 Giz says I beat you there. Ah, there you are. I trust you enjoyed yourselves. Follow me, my friends. The one whom we must speak with is a man named Tansui. All the way up here, where I really wish they'd put an aetheryte. I fear you have me at an advantage of me. Most honorable and esteemed Saphrine Kanankuro, I am Tansui, a humble mate who serves at the pleasure of the Confederacy's captain. As you are in the company of the Shellback, I presume we have business to discuss. Da-da. You wish to pay the ruby tithe, yes? With your gil, perhaps? Is just as well. Foreign currencies are in demand these days. I would pay for the passage to Othard. Does this sum meet with your satisfaction? The sea has been quite tempestuous as of late. I cannot say with confidence that you would reach your destination safely unless you tripled it. Do you take me for a fool? I know the price says, do all. Alas, we live in interesting times. As you came from Kugane, I should think I need not tell you that. The shadow of war looms. The wise and the cautious shirk our waters and our custom, and the foolhardy sharpen their knives in anticipation. Meaning? Sir, you gotta come quickly. The bastards are at it again. I tried to convince them to stop, but they weren't having it. Very well, I will be there shortly. A proposition. Your comrades strike me as worthwhile investment. I would not hear men name a cat before Koban, so I shall consider the tithe paid. Not for what they have done, but for what I expect they will do. I'm not sure what to make of that man, but at least the matter of our tithe is settled for now. What was he and the other pirate talking about? Maybe we ought to go and have a look? There we go. Oh, the Ruby Sea is always fun to traverse. There we go.
Gentlemen, I'm told you were most unreceptive to my associate's requests. I realize you do not look kindly on the Confederacy and her ways, but if you refuse to pay the ruby tithe, your safety in these waters cannot be assured.
Spare me your concern, pirate. Your feeble attempts at extortion will not work on us. You remain at large because we allow it. Because you are such insignificant little pests that we see no need to swat you. If you wish to risk the ire of the Viceroy, by all means, fire upon an Imperial vessel. Give us a reason to bring the full might of the Garlean Empire to bear against your pathetic fleet.
Bastards!
Gentlemen, surely the fact that you have such limitless resources at your disposal gives you all the more reason to spare some few coins for the less fortunate.
All talk, just as I thought. Come, let us away. I have no time for this rubbish.
We're all the same to them, aren't we? Savages to be ruled or slaughtered.
They've always balked at paying the ruby tithe, but they were never so eager to pick a fight. The problem, you see, is that many of my comrades in the Confederacy are of Doman descent, and the acting Viceroy, well, she's none too fond of Domans, to say the least. If we take any action to hinder the safe passage of an Imperial vessel, she'll accuse us of attempting to foment rebellion and brand us enemies of the Empire, which we can ill afford to be. Like the man said, we're all talk.
And where did the Kojin stand in all this?
With the winning side, of course. They're mercenaries to a fault, eager to offer their services without coercion. The Shellback could tell you more, though something tells me he would rather not.
I don't understand. If the Garleans are causing the Confederacy this much trouble, and if so many of you are Doman to begin with, why aren't you willing to fight back?
Spoken like a true friend of the Doman Liberation Front. If you're planning to rouse us with noble words and grand promises, don't bother. We all know what the Imperial Army can do. Compared to them, we're boys with boats. Besides, what ties a man may once have held to his home are forsaken upon joining the Confederacy. We look out for none but our own. Be that as it may, our livelihood is under threat, and the captain will need to decide soon whether we're to go down in a blaze of glory, or bow and scrape for crumbs from the Emperor's table. All while our friend the Viceroy continues her purge of Doma's radical elements. I believe she's holding court in one of the fishing villages even as we speak.
That she-devil! Her perfidy knows no bounds! She must be stopped! Come, let us find Soroban and put us here at once!
Tell the others that these ones have paid. We all have places to be.
What are we waiting for? Come, come. Sarban could not have gone far. Though now that I think about it, it is passing strange that he left without warning. Mayhap he did not wish to be seen by his Kojin brethren. I doubt he thought to leave us behind, but nevertheless it may be prudent to return to his ship, or at least to the Confederate encampment. Yeah, those Kojin looked a little different there, Gasetsu. And this is why I really wish there was an 8th right up there.
Ooh, yeah, I completely forgot about these. Oh, my friends, thousand pardons. As you may have guessed, I was reluctant to be seen in your company by my red brothers. Ours is a complex relationship. Pray you do not misinterpret their actions as reflections of our allegiance as a whole. You understand. Kami be praised. Too often our shell is quick to judge all Kojin for the deeds of one. Right then, now that our business with Tansui is concluded, we can traverse the Ruby Sea without fear. I shall return to this ship and prepare for our departure. If you have any remaining business to conduct with the pirates here, I pray you do so now. Ah, that reminds me, Saphrine, would you be so kind as to inform the Confederates of our plan? The more they know of our movements, the less likely we'll be mistaken for another vessel by their comrades. Get the word out. And yeah. Deal with that later. Oh, you're one of the Injin from the beach. Leaving us already? No need to pay the tithe, like Tansui said. On the other hand, if you were to peruse our wares and find anything to your liking, we should be glad to sell it to you at a fair price. Now I gotta go... Oh, no, I don't gotta go all the way back. Ow. You have spoken with the Confederates above, then excellent. If you're ready to depart, we may do so at any time. Let us be off. I shall deliver us to the fishing village of Isari. Wait, Tansui said the Viceroy was holding court in one of the fishing villages, did he not? Should Isari chance to be the village in question, we could instantly find ourselves surrounded by Imperial soldiers. I think it's safer to come ashore some distance away. Very well. I know just the place. And here we are. Couldn't put them together. Here we are. I'm reasonably certain none bore witness to our approach. And with this, I believe I've fulfilled the terms of our agreement. Aye, that you have. Give him my deepest thanks, Sorbonne. Truly, we are blessed to have befriended such a clever and industrious merchant. Oh, you are much too kind, thank good sir. I know not whether your path may lead, but I wish you the very best, and hope that we shall meet again. So we finally arrived in Othard. All we need to do now, liberate Doma. Ah, yes, that. Look, daunting though it is, we do have one thing in our favor, the element of surprise. Unlike Garibani, the Imperials do not know we are here.
Admittedly, that may be our only advantage, considering how few of us there is. Well, I expect the Doman Liberation Front will even up the odds a bit, but before all that, we need to see if this Philistine village Tansui was talking about. It may well be. I smell ceruleum on the breeze.
Even accounting for the rebellion, such indiscriminate shows of force seem pointlessly excessive.
If only you knew how commonplace such scenes have become. Are we too late?
Over there, someone's coming.
There she is. And look who's with her.
It is she, sworn enemy of Doma, of my master. The traitor who sold her homeland to the Garleans. Yotsuyu.
The Viceroy herself. And look behind her. Isn't that...
Filth and squalor everywhere I look. How very dull. What I wouldn't do for a drink. Come now. You've no reason to look so afraid. You have lived through a quarter of a century of Garlean rule, remember? 'Tis better to bend with the wind than stand tall and be broken. Therein lies hope. Therein lies freedom. I come before you today seeking affirmation. A heartfelt declaration. You're free to answer me as you see fit, yet even the least among you should know the correct response. Should. A resident of your village, one of your neighbors, mayhap your friend, was detained by the Korjin this morning. They say he was attempting to flee to Kugane, but we both know that simply isn't true, don't we? Have you anything to say? Bit slow, this one. Is there anyone more sensible among you? Have any of you anything to say? To swear?
My lady, I swear to serve the Empire, to do whatever is asked of me, and never disobey.
Well said, that man. Of course, it wouldn't do to simply take you at your word.
Uh-oh.
Kill him. Surely you can do that much. He must be guilty of something or other, or he wouldn't have attempted to flee the Empire.
Little extreme.
I have a family. Kami, forgive me. Kami, forgive me.
Very, very good. I've always had a soft spot for men like you. Next, I want you to shoot those two over there. Too old to work, you understand. A burden on the Empire. We can't have that.
But
They're my parents. You can't expect me to...
Oh, she most certainly can. Hmm. Yeah.
Stop and think for a moment. If you go charging in now, every one of those villagers is as good as dead. We must consider the wider picture. If we act recklessly, we risk alerting the Garleans to our presence here, making it that much harder for us to work with the local rebels. To say nothing of the reprisals ordinary civilians would be made to suffer.
Open your eyes, girl. They are already suffering. Let me go. I am putting an end to this madness. I will approach the village alone and identify myself as a former leader of the rebellion and a known fugitive. They will wish to detain me until they are certain they have learned all I know. Use this time to make your plans.
You saw what those monsters did to the villagers. Who knows what they'll do to you, assuming they don't kill you where you stand.
It was a little too important.
Live and die at the pleasure of the Kami. My fate is in their hands and no others. If it be of any comfort, I am no stranger to chains.
You can't expect us to stand idly by as a comrade goes marching off to his death. And this is nothing like Kugane.
Nor is it like the Reach, Lise, or the Wall. Let him go. Hold out for as long as you can, but remember, noble sacrifices are to remain an absolute last resort. I wish I could say it won't come to that, but only the gods know how we're going to get you and the others out in one piece. A miracle, perchance.
A great tower stands to the north and east. Look to its occupants for aid and succor. Together, you may yet find your miracle. Now, leave this place. I must go.
Another idiot like all the rest. I'm beginning to think it may be something fundamental. Something intrinsic. Something quintessentially Doman to ignore the simple truth. You can't do a damn thing if you're dead.
Enough, Yotsuyu!
Well now, this is a surprise.
Hear me, Yotsuyu! Cease this farce, here and now, and I shall surrender myself to you. Refuse, and all shall answer to my blade.
Bring him to the tavern.
I hate it as much as you, but maybe even more. Every fiber of my being was crying out to intervene, but what's done is done. Gosetsu gambled, has given us time we need to find a solution. He bade us seek aid at the distant tower, yes? For want of a better idea, I say we do just that, while taking care not to avoid Imperials. Ah, damn it. This is going to be one hell of a swim. Great. So yeah, she's going to be a whole bunch of fun moving forward. It's always fun seeing Green Boy once again. Yay. Thankfully, we have Alice here, not Elfino, because the water would be a different story. We seem to have evaded their patrols so far. What is that tower, anyway? I've never seen anything like it. According to my map, we are on Onokoro, and the tower is known as Heaven on High, a mysterious structure built long ago by persons unknown. Oh, God's listening to me. I'm starting to sound like Alphino. Next thing you know, I'll be saying things like, as you are doubtlessly aware. Over there, do you see it? Doesn't look like it's been dead long. Whoever did this, they're a good shot. I can't see a single stray arrow. Well, someone's hungry. Wait, that wasn't either of you two, was it? Calm down. We have nothing to do with... What am I doing? You can't possibly understand us. Probably not. Oh, no? Time to run, Lise. Save our strength for anything that gives chase. You too, Saphrine. Okay. Well, that was fun. Now, let's actually get to where we're supposed to go. Just imagine if they'd taken us by surprise. What a fine ending that would be to our story. Anyway, I think it's safe to assume the people at the tower know how to defend themselves. You'd have to be sharing an island with these things. Now all we need to do is convince them to help us. Oh, there's settlement here. They've even got their own aetheryte. Wait a minute. I think I've seen this standard before. It was when we met with Tansui, which means this place belongs to... Oh. Yep. It would seem that we found a Confederate settlement, mayhap even their headquarters, judging by the size of the place. So Gosetsu bade us seek out the Confederacy for aid and succor. Self-same Confederacy that refuses to openly oppose the Empire? Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained, I suppose. At the very least, they're likely unlike to ask us for the tithe. Hey, another Falcon Porter. Hey, Tonsui. What wind brings you hither of all places? Were you not bound for Althar's shores? I see. I trust you have not forgotten our previous conversation on the subject. No? Then what do you want? A second opinion? Very well. Come with me. I'll take you to the captain, Russia. Just like that. An audience with their leader. How very accommodating. We must need to choose our words carefully. You leave it to me. I've always been good with people, and this will also give me a chance to use the Eastern greeting they showed me in Revenant's Toll. Mm-hmm. Well, with that all done, let's go up here. I hear one. Where is it? There it is. Oh, it is not too far away. So, let's talk to the big guy in charge. Greetings. You must be Rasho, leader of the Confederacy, and so on. I realize this is all a bit sudden, but the thing is, we have a little favor to ask. Oh, gods, I've probably broken half dozen rules for Far Eastern etiquette already. Well, I'm sorry about that, but you do have to understand we're in a hurry, so I'm going to stop talking now. Men who revere manners and tradition can be found the world over, but not here. Your candor is appreciated. Speak your heart. Gosetsu, the former leader of the rebellion? Aye, I know of him. Why bade you petition us for aid in succor, however? I know not. At the risk of repeating myself, to join the Confederacy is to renounce all other ties. We are beholden to none, allied to none. When Doma was invaded by the Empire 25 years ago, we did not rush to her defense. Knowing this, do you honestly expect us to help drive the Imperial forces out of Ashari? The Garleans have long maintained a presence in this region, and we would be fools to break the peace, fragile as it is. Besides, you are capable warriors, yes? With guile and preparation, you can surely resolve this matter yourself. It is imperative that our presence remain secret for as long as possible. For us to openly engage the Imperials at this time would endanger everything we have come to achieve. You have told us why you cannot fight. Now why should we fight in your stead? If you would speak of me of lives saved, I would speak to you of slaughter. How many will die when all pretense is lost and the Garleans declare war on the Confederacy? Hate is a luxury we cannot afford. You are free to come and go as you please, but you will receive no further aid. Thank you for your hospitality. Now, if you would excuse us. Hey, Saphrine. I know that didn't go well, but I'm not prepared to give up on them yet. Kusetsu told us to come here for a reason. He must have believed we could convince them to help. We just have to work out how. My thoughts exactly. I'm glad to hear we're of the same mind. 'Tis little wonder they refuse. We have done naught to persuade them. The real work begins now. We need to learn of the Confederacy, what their needs and weaknesses are. Once we know that, we'll know how to earn their trust. So let's talk to everyone that we can. Oh, wait. No, this way. Really? That's a wall? Come on. Let me down. Holy... I am getting stuck everywhere.
Taking an interest in the ship. Good eye. She's not much to look at now, but once upon a time she was a beauty. Confederacy favors flotillas of smaller ships to capture and board errant vessels. Larger ones like this Seki Bune only take part in major engagements. Not that we've had any of those recently with all those Imperial bastards throwing their weight around. If it wasn't for them, well, no use moaning about what you can't change, eh?
It's all fun and games until the Imperials take away your toys. Ooh. That one's up. Nice. So basically, they're just being struggling for resources at this point. Had a good look around. Then we need to just wait for Lise. Sorry to keep you waiting, but I wanted to talk to as many people as I could. It's just as Tansui said, they have no intention of standing up to Yotsuyu. I don't know if you two got any different impressions. I agree. It is obvious they are struggling to survive, and that they blame the Imperials for their recent troubles. Even if we do nothing, it's inevitable that it will come down to conflict with the Empire sooner or later, and deep down, they all know it. The only thing holding them back at the moment is the belief that they lack the strength to survive the coming war. So we need to prove to them that we're not all talk, that we can be valued allies in the fight. And what better way to demonstrate our worth than by seeking out people with mundane problems and offering them our expert assistance? Wouldn't be the first time we've had to earn someone's trust by helping them out with this and that. And you know, it won't be the last. I'll look around the western end of our grove. You two take the east. Good luck.
Dun, 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 dun. Goody. Oh, wow. 3? Awesome.
Kami, take me. What kind of pirate cannot suffer the sway of the ocean? Yeah, a new recruit from far-flung shores. Listen well, I have a task for you. Go first to Como below and receive of him medicine for men of the earth. Then to quickscape here in the hapless Doman bemoaning of his wretched fate. Quickly. Okay. Whoops, wrong way. Did not mean to jump down like that. Come at the behest of a Fumi for medicine. My very best is yours for the taking. How pitiful that a lot of this Doman unable to stomach the sea. True Confederate would raise a dozen ships while in his cups. Mayhap this one should return once he came. Oh, now I want to go down there. All right. Well, this is slightly annoying. Oh, what is it? Shift and Sutter still. Medicines, give them here. They may look down on me for resorting to such measures, but I would do aught to render the world stable and motionless one was well. You are kind, as is Fumi. You may tell her that I will return to my duties as soon as I am able. Alright, that's one down. Sort of. I guess there was a pun there. The Doman was raised in the mountains of his homeland. First time he saw the sea was after he fled his homeland and came to us. He tosses and turns in his sleep, and when he takes to the water, it's not long before he can no longer stand. But he will grow accustomed to this life. He is hardly the first, after all. Captain, too, was once of Doma, though he cast aside 25 and 5 years ago, when the Imperials took his land and the lives of his parents and brothers. Perhaps you, too, will renounce your ties and join us someday? I mistook you for a recruit before, but I know your tale now. Tansui unfolded all. Think on my offer, Westerner. You may still find joys in this land. The sea holds salvation. Maybe later. You there. Hi, you. Have you seen a bubbling cloud of an aura? A new recruit I ordered to patrol the northern edge of our crow. He's late returning. Strange boy he was, quiet and brooding. Reluctant to speak unless spoken to first. Better that than a fool who never holds his tongue, perhaps. Much as I would enjoy dragging him back by the ear, I cannot. Duty compels me to remain. You, on the other hand, have no such obligations. Alright, I'll go find your lost ward. Keep going. Alright, where could this fella be? Really getting a random selection today, huh? Who are you? Now you don't look like a woman of the Confederacy. Forgive me, 'twas but yesterday we bid farewell to one of our own, and I would worried that she might have lost her way. We laid her to rest in a boat and pushed her out till the current claimed it, for the sea is our home, now and ever after. Those sent thither with burdened hearts may drift back to shore, it is said. Out of concern for her comrades, she strove to earn far more than her keep. She hunted rare and deadly game in treacherous waters and lost her life for it. But my vigil is ended. Her vessel has not returned to Anarkoro. She has made peace with this life and placed her faith in us to live on. Well, at least he wasn't messing around. So, what of my recruit? Did you find him napping on the beach or such? What? All this time he was standing watch for the funerary vessel? Huh. So rarely does he give voice to his thoughts. I had no idea our comrade's death had affected him so. Too quick was I to judge him. It is good that you went in my stead, else I might have misspoken and made a fool of myself. Please accept this as a token of my gratitude. You strike me as a strong and capable individual. I have a job for you, Westerner, if you're courageous. Well, well. On the beach far to the west lies Cacus of Gyoki. Feathered with arrows. I would have you go and retrieve those which may still be of use. While you're at it, should be glad if you were to butcher its tail for meat. Very good meat in Gyoki tails, you know. But I did say you would need to be a courageous sword, and I meant it. The beast was young. Do not be surprised if an angry mother mourns its child. Great, thanks. Instead of tending to your kill, you have me do it. And I went the wrong direction. It's misfortune. Okay, so we got 2 after this. So, the one we saw when we first came in, peppered with arrows, was that dude's handiwork. Yeah, and he just left it there to rot. Awesome. All right, let's deliver our goods. Oh, get over. You have been away for some time. Perhaps the search for the young Gyuki corpse? I see I did not misjudge you. Thank you for your help. Would that I could have tended to my own kill, but such is life. Pity the meat is not as delicious as it is nutritious. Under normal circumstances, we would not bother hunting Gyuki as game, but you may have heard that these are not normal circumstances. Arrows, too, must be reused when possible. A prudent measure becomes necessary less. With every passing day, our future grows more uncertain. This day we shall have our full bellies, and in that we must take solace. And wayward travelers need not risk the ire of vengeful Gyuki by wandering near my neglected guild. Strange sigh passed his lips. Have I done something odd? No matter. Thank you again for your aid. Yeah, you're the cause of the issues that we had coming in. You've been busy, haven't you? Now you're here to ask if I need help with anything? Now that you mention it. Lately, we've been having trouble with ravenous sharks that have been leaping out of the water and making off with our fish. Damnedest thing, I know, but I wouldn't doubt it if you saw it. We got to cull the thieving bastard regularly, so it happens I sent 3 of my mates out there before you came along. Still, more the merrier. If you can kill 2 or so, that ought to be enough. Take a few of those rotting fish as bait. I'll not be needing them. Oh, and maybe see if you can't find the other group. They've been away longer than I'd like. Alright, let's start. Let's say we go across this rock over here. Maybe? No. Nope. There, that might be a good spot. Hell. Where's the other one? There's the other one. Alright, now let's go find the other guys. What is Earl for here? I've never come this way. Oh, Kojin. Oh, Kami be praised. I don't know what I've done if it hadn't come along. My partner and I got separated when we fled. You haven't seen him, have you? Damn. Before the Kojin started chasing us, the leader asked if we were Doman. They're Yatsu's catchers, I know it. First the sorry and now this. I gotta tell Rasho and the others. Oh, that's fun. Ah, there you are, Saphrine. I heard you went shark hunting. We too did our fair share of beast culling, though I think Lise made a stronger impression when she bested a drunken pirate in a sparring match. Fastest knockout to date, I am told. I should think we have proven ourselves to be rather... Why do I get the feeling you have something important to tell me? Kojin mercenaries rounding up Doman Confederates. Surely Yatsuo has crossed the line now. Let's go and speak with Rashu immediately. Even he cannot deny this changes everything. At least, I think he cannot.
Our most compassionate acquaintances return. For your deeds, we owe you many thanks. But something tells me our thanks are not sufficient. The strange thing is, I was certain you understood our position. And yet here you are with that same look in your eyes, and those same words upon your lips, I'll wager.
I speak only the truth. The Confederacy will not be spared Yotsuyu's wrath. You have always known this, that one day you would have no choice but to stand up to the Empire. I say to you that day is today, and come once more to ask that you join us in the fight.
How convenient that recent events should lend such credence to your claims. Tell me, do death and destruction always follow in your wake?
On occasion.
They had no part in it, Tansui. You know this. We all know this. They came and took our Doman brothers. They will torture them for her sport. Murder them for her satisfaction. So we attack and get butchered for our trouble, or do naught and let them have their pound of flesh. If this be our choice, I say we suffer the ignominy. We endure. We survive. There is no better path. Until the day our enemy is grown weaker and we stronger, there can be no retribution. We will wait for a sign. Such is the judgment of the Confederacy.
So that's it then. You're just going to abandon them to her. They'd die for you, you know, for the Confederacy. They would die for you, but you wouldn't even think to risk your lives for theirs.
I have one last idea, if you will allow. I'm afraid it's not very good as ideas go. It's exceedingly reckless, in fact, and you may well come to despise me for ever having suggested it. Assuming we survive, that is.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Do you trust me?
We can't stand by and let innocent people suffer, here or anywhere else. I'll do whatever it takes.
Then let us roll the dice. If it's a sign you want, we shall give you one. One rousing enough to make you drive every Garlean out of Isari without a second thought. You are wary of invoking the ire of the Imperial forces stationed in Doma, correct? Know then that once we have rescued our comrade and freed Isari, we mean to liberate the nation as a whole. You will doubtless require assurances that we are capable of achieving this, and that is only fair. Accordingly, we shall demonstrate our seriousness by depriving the Garleans of a key ally, the Kojin.
What, the three of you, just like that?
Actually, my esteemed colleague here will attend to it on her own. But the how of it is not your concern, only the outcome. If we succeed, you help us liberate Isari. If we fail, you lose nothing. A simple enough wager, if you have the stones for it.
The little miss does make it hard to refuse, does she not?
Words are air. We will weigh you by your deeds.
Wouldn't ask for anything else. Dun, dun. All right, last one. So alone, you'll deal with the Kojin. If you're set up on this course, I give you a word of advice. Two factions have the Kojin. Their mercenaries who serve the Empire belong to the Red. Those who belong to the Blue are traitors. They've made no pact with the Imperials, so you may be willing to aid your cause. Seek the Blue on Isle of Becco. There you will find a cave. The rest is up to you. Thank you, Captain. We shall endeavor to not keep you waiting over long for your sign. Right then, let us head for... Wait, where's Lise? Oh, we cannot afford to leave without her. Seriously, where did that girl run off to this time? Hey, Saphrine, what is it? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to wander off. I just wanted to have a think. You're worried we won't be able to live up to our promises? No, it's not that at all. If anything, I'm frustrated I didn't think of it first. Eden and my father had a way with words. They knew how to inspire people, how to bring them together. I always hoped that I might have something like that in me too, but I'm starting to think I don't. What am I even doing here? Lise, you... God, listen to me. I don't know where that came from. Can't believe I said anything. We have places to go, Imperials to fight, and friends to save. And we're not going to get any of it done standing around here moaning, right? Right? Before we first traveled to Garabania, I was in Limsa visiting a friend. A young child who had been through a great deal. That's neither here nor there, I suppose. Anyway, on the way back, I passed a Pustia, which sold some of the most exquisite-looking tarts I had ever seen. I always preferred cookies, but nevertheless, I decided to stop and try one. I'll treat you to one when it's all over. Saphrine, you too. I won't take no for an answer. What about Y'shtola? We'll never hear the end of it. Alright, alright. Yishtola too, once she's better. Deal. Good. Then let's hurry, shall we? We have a million things to do before then. That was out of the blue. And once more we get to swim across the sea. Yes, why the hell not? It's a long swim. Probably could have gone all the way to the end of this on a mount, but I think that would have taken longer. Maybe. There they are. I think this is the Isle of Becca. Though to be honest, that looks the same to me, however many islands are around here. Russia said there was a cave that would lead us to their village. We should search further inland. And we got another one. Sweetness. Oh, bite me. It's not that far away. Yep, that looks like a cave. Ow.
Is that light I see up ahead?
Impressive.
We appear to be standing inside a giant bubble. By the 12. I think we're on the seabed.
Well, well, I thought I heard familiar voices.
Hey, it's our fella.
Soroban, what are you doing here?
What a curious question. I live here.
A blue Kojin living in a village of
This
blue
is the home
Kojin.
of the Blue Kojin.
What a shock.
Just so. I bid you welcome to Tamamizu.
Nope, not who I wanted. How fortunate that we should find a familiar face in this place. We should tell Sorban about our situation. If anyone could help us, it is him. All right. And with that, we are gonna call it an end to Chapter 2 of Stormblood. We made our way to Kugane after a brief stint dealing with some sirens on the sea. Found the situation to be quite tenuous in the city, with Garleans on the edge of the city and wandering around freely. Found out that there's entities more evil than Lalafels, like Lorito and Totaru, called the Namazus. Little catfish bastards that deserve to be punted to the moon and back. Reunited with Gosetsu, made our way out to the Red Sea, and met the black-hearted witch, Yatsuyu, who took Gosetsu as prisoner to protect villagers. Been working with the Confederacy, trying to convince them to stand up against the Empire, and came out here to the Blue Kojin village, where we have an aetheryte that we need to sink to, in hopes of thwarting the Red Kojin from working with the Imperials. And with all that said and done, that is where we are going to call it today. So until next time, us here at the corner, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.